Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and you're watching a special broadcast here on DD India and DD News. It's good to have you again with us. Now, over the next 30 minutes, we'll have our reporters get you the day's top stories from India and around the world so that you know what it takes to be on top of the news. All right, then let's get started. We begin with news about the Home Ministry, which has set up an interministerial committee to coordinate an investigation into alleged violation of laws by the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, the Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust and the Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. Now, the foundation and the trust allegedly violated the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the Income Tax Act and the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. A special director of the Enforcement Directorate would head this committee. All right, joining me is my colleague Sudhakar. Is it Sudhakar? Yes, I'm told it's Sudhakar. Sudhakar, good to have you join us on this chat. Give our viewers a sense of what this committee is all about and also the violations by the foundation and the various trusts.
जी बिल्कुल रमेश, सबसे पहले तो ये समझना पड़ेगा, ये एक तरह से जो कमेटी बनाई गई है, दिस इज अ कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी. ये जांच एक तरह से जांच नहीं करेगी, लेकिन जो जांच एजेंसियां हैं, मसलन एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट हो, सीबीआई हो, इनकम टैक्स हो, उनके बीच एक कोऑर्डिनेशन बनाने का काम करेगी, तालमेल बनाने का काम करेगी. ये तीनों जो संगठन है, इनके ऊपर कई आरोप है और काफी गंभीर आरोप है. आपको याद है कि पिछले हफ्ते ये खुलासा हुआ था कि राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन खासतौर से उसने चाइनीज एम्बेसी से चंदा लिया था और उसने अपने वेबसाइट पे भी ये दिखाया था. और चाइनीज एम्बेसी से चंदा लेने के बाद आरोप ये लगा था कि खासतौर से आरसेप हो, चाइना के साथ फ्री ट्रेड हो, उससे जुड़े हुए एक और संगठन ने उसको प्रोत्साहित किया था. आपको पता है कि गांधी फैमिली, नेहरू गांधी परिवार, खासतौर से कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष सोनिया गांधी, उनका परिवार, ये जो तीनों संगठन है उसको रन करता है. इनके करीबी लोग इन संगठनों में है. आरोप ये है कि जो यूपीए का शासनकाल था, खासतौर से साल 2004 से 2014 के बीच, उस दौरान अपने रसूख का इस्तेमाल करते हुए इन्होंने ना सिर्फ जो इस तरह के जो फंड हैं जिसमें एफसीआरए कानून का उपयोग होता है, क्योंकि एफसीआरए कानून के टर्म्स के मुताबिक, कानून के तहत कुछ निश्चित कार्यों के लिए आप चंदा ले सकते हैं. चंदा आपने कैसे खर्च किया वो भी दिखाना पड़ता है. और लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर ये आरोप गंभीर है कि अगर कोई क्विड प्रो क्यू हुआ है तो उसकी जांच जरूरी है, ये माना गया. दूसरी बात है कि जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स नेशनल रिलीफ फंड है, आरोप जो नियमों का उल्लंघन करते हुए पीएमएनआरएफ का पैसा इन संस्थाओं को डाइवर्ट किया गया, राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन को डाइवर्ट किया गया. आरोप ये भी है कि कुछ शेल कंपनीज के जरिए इन संगठनों के पास पैसा आया. एक आरोप ये भी है कि जो कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं, उस दौरान रसूख का इस्तेमाल करते हुए कॉर्पोरेट्स पे दबाव डाला गया, उनसे पैसा लिया गया, बदले में उनको फायदा भी पहुंचाया गया. तो इस तरह के काफी गंभीर आरोप है. इनकम टैक्स वायलेशन का आरोप है, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट के वायलेशन का आरोप है, आरोप एफसीआरए कानून के वायलेशन का भी है. तो काफी गंभीर आरोप है और अलग अलग एजेंसीज के पास अलग अलग तरीके के मामले थे, अलग अलग सबूत थे और एक तरह का कोऑर्डिनेशन वो बहुत जरूरी था. उस लिहाज से कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए ये कमेटी बनाई गई है. इसमें एक इंटर मिनिस्टीरियल कमेटी रहेगी. खासतौर से ये जो अलग अलग जांच एजेंसियां कार्रवाई कर रही हैं, उन्होंने जो सबूत जुटाए हैं एक दूसरे की मदद कर सके और कानून के तहत कार्रवाई कर सके, उस लिहाज से ये उच्च स्तरीय समिति बनाई गई है. तो काफी गंभीर है और आप कह सकते हैं एक तरह से एजेएल नेशनल हेराल्ड केस में गंभीर रूप से कानूनी कार्रवाई का सामना कर रही है नेहरू गांधी फैमिली. उसके बाद से इस तीनों संगठनों पे जो शिकंजा कसा है, जो एक तरह से जांच आगे बढ़ेगी तो निश्चित तौर पे मुश्किलों में जरूर घिरेंगे.
जी सुधाकर, जैसे आपने बोला कि आरोप काफी गंभीर हैं, ऐसा भी कहा जा रहा है कि इस फाउंडेशन और कुछ ट्रस्ट को पैसा कुछ फेक कंपनीज के जरिए आया और कुछ ऐसे देशों से भी आया जिनको टैक्स हेवन कहते हैं.
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, लग्जमबर्ग से और खास तौर से ऐसे आरोपियों के जो अभी हमारी कानून के हिसाब से भगोड़े हैं, उनकी शेल कंपनियों के जरिए पैसा आया. देखिए, ये आरोप पहले से लगता रहा है कि खासतौर से जो यूपीए के शासनकाल में, खासतौर से अगर बात की जाए, विजय माल्या हो, मेहुल चोकसी, नीरव, इनको जो फले फूले जो पैसा बैंकों से इन्होंने कर्ज लिया, वो उस दौरान के ये तमाम मामले थे। तो ये क्विड प्रो क्रो का मामला है। क्या ऐसा मामला आया कि फाउंडेशन को या इनके एनजीओ को मदद पहुंचाई गई, इसके बदले इनको बैंकों से कर्ज मिला, इस तरह की तमाम चीजें हुई। इसकी एक गहराई से जांच बहुत जरूरी है। टैक्स हेवन से पैसा आना, शेल कंपनीज के जरिए आना, न सिर्फ एफसीआरए कानून का बल्कि पीएमएलए का भी काफी गहरा उल्लंघन है, और उनकी गहराई से जांच होना जरूरी है। और ये उच्च स्तरीय समिति बनाने का फैसला इसलिए भी हुआ कि जांच एजेंसियां या अलग अलग बिखरी हुई जांच ना करे, समन्वित तरीके से कार्रवाई हो सके। तो साथ ही साथ किसी तरह के, क्योंकि एक तरह से राजनीतिक मसला भी कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि राजनीतिक दबाव उनके ऊपर ना पड़े, इसलिए ये एक उच्च स्तरीय कमेटी जो खासतौर से एक बहुत सीनियर ऑफिसर एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट के स्पेशल डायरेक्टर इस टीम को हेड करेंगे, जो कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी होगी, उस लिहाज से काफी महत्वपूर्ण है। और जरूर एक तरह से कह सकते हैं आने वाले कुछ समय में इन मामलों में बड़ा पर्दाफाश हो सकता है। रमेश
जी, Sudhakar, shukriya. That was my colleague Sudhakar Das with all the latest on this developing story. Right, shifting focus to the next story we have on this broadcast. Unscrupulous Chinese cyber activity is coming in for condemnation worldwide. In the latest, the director of the US Domestic Intelligence and Security Service called China the biggest threat to US national security. The Federal Bureau of Investigation director alleged that the Chinese state's shadow companies are not only a business threat, but also endanger the health and livelihood of US citizens.
It's the people of the United States who are the victims of what amounts to Chinese theft on a scale so massive that it represents one of the largest transfers of wealth in human history. If you're an American adult, it is more likely than not that China has stolen your personal data. In 2017, the Chinese military conspired to hack Equifax and made off with the sensitive personal information of 150 million Americans. We've now reached the point where the FBI is opening a new China-related counterintelligence case about every 10 hours. Of the nearly 5,000 active FBI counterintelligence cases currently underway across the country, almost half are all related to China.
All right, joining me is my colleague Abhishek. Abhishek, good to have you with us on this conversation. Now, that's a very serious allegation made by the FBI director in the US. Now, this comes on the heels of similar statements from the US. For instance, we heard the US FCC say that Huawei and ZTE pose a threat to the US. And then we heard US Foreign Minister Mike Pompeo say that the US government is mulling sanctions on Chinese apps, including TikTok. And now the FBI director has also leveled serious allegations. What do you think is happening vis-a-vis the US and China on this front?
Ramesh, when we see about this whole scenario unfolding between Chinese and US officials or US officials and senior official and the president himself stepping up his allegations of an anti-China rhetoric, one has to keep in mind that not long ago there was this China-US trade rift which was so wide open that it at one point threatened a global war. Global trade war. But coming back to this point that currently is unfolding between Chinese and your US government, the investment and the technological advancement that China has done in previous decades to improve and advance its telecommunication infrastructure was appreciated. But now the people globally and the governments globally, they have acknowledged the fact that these investment or these advancements were not only made to improvise the telecommunication service, but also to ensure that Chinese government and Chinese Communist Party will have, a facility so that they can have this espionage facility over data of anybody around the globe who is using those infrastructure produced by Chinese companies. Also, the FBI director has said that any company of size in China, which is doing a substantial amount of business globally, has to have one member of Chinese Communist Party on its board. That is kind of unsaid rule in China, and that makes it almost that almost facilitates any data or any information that the company might have of its customers or its clients to give back to Chinese Communist Party as and when it requires. That puts threat on any individual across the globe who is using Chinese infrastructure, who is using Chinese built companies, or who is having any involvement and any commercial activities with Chinese companies of any in any sector. So this comes as a huge threat, and at this time when globally people are, the government are becoming more and more aware about Chinese and anti-China sentiments. This comes as a major setback for one should say that this comes at a time when Chinese sentiments are already weak because of this COVID pandemic, which is worldwide spread, and there's a lot of evidences that this whole COVID pandemic emerged out of China. So at this time, these allegations are surely one major blow to Chinese.
Absolutely. Abhishek, do stay on. I want to come back to you momentarily in connection with another story we are going to share with our viewers. Now, India has unmasked Pakistan before the world community on the issue of terrorism again. The occasion was a virtual session hosted by the UN on Tuesday. Now, terrorists based in Pakistan used the COVID-19 pandemic to attempt to infiltrate into India. The head of the Indian delegation, Mahavir Singh, said Pakistan continues to use every opportunity to peddle a false narrative, make baseless allegations against India and interfere in India's domestic affairs. Now, referring to Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan describing Osama bin Laden as a martyr, India said it is a chilling reminder of the patronage that terrorists receive in Pakistan. And they also called upon the world community to urge Pakistan to take sustained, verifiable and irreversible action against terror outfits operating on the Pakistani territory under its control. Right, I have my colleague Abhishek still with us. Abhishek, what do you make of this latest assault and attack on Pakistan by the Indian representative there, clearly calling Pakistan's bluff on the issue of terrorism?
Ramesh, we should also see that in the recent time or recent years, India has come out very openly telling the world community that the way they have perceived role of Pakistan in global anti-terrorism war is not the way it actually is. In fact, Pakistan is very much closely associated with all those terrorist organizations and terrorist outfits the world community is waging a war against. So in that context, these statements in the recent times are very important because not only India has been telling the world for a very long time, but now the world powers like USA, recently we had this US State Department producing a report which said that Pakistani-based terror organization and outfits are still spreading a lot of terrorism activities in Afghanistan and in India. Also, we have seen that Pakistan Prime Minister calling the world's one of the most dreaded terrorists, Osama bin Laden, as martyr almost 2 weeks back on the floor of Parliament in Pakistan. So these are the evidences that make it very clear that how deep the nexus between Pakistani government and authority has gone down over the years, and the world community must acknowledge the fact that when we talk about fight against global terrorism, we should never include Pakistan as a partner, but Pakistan should be put on the other side of the line so that we can have a better picture to defeat this menace globally.
Absolutely. That Pakistan should resort to terrorism and at a time when the world is united against the fight against COVID-19 clearly shows Pakistan's misplaced priorities. On that note, Abhishek Jha, thank you very much. Right, moving on, the recovery rate from COVID-19 in India rises above 61.53%. More than 2.6 lakh cases have been reported so far, and more than 4.56 lakh patients have since been discharged. The death toll has climbed to 20,642. Now, to strengthen the Indian government's efforts to reduce deaths due to COVID-19, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, or AIIMS, in New Delhi has started a teleconsultation to guide the doctors in the various states. 10 hospitals with more than 1,000 beds would participate in the first session. Teleconsultation sessions would be held twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. Right, joining me is my colleague Nitendra. Nitendra, help our viewers understand how crucial is this teleconsultation facility started by AIIMS in New Delhi, and how will they benefit the doctors working in various states across the country?
रमेश, सबसे बड़ी बात इसमें यह है कि सरकार का फोकस इस बात को लेकर है कि लोगों की मोर्टेलिटी ना हो, लोग की मृत्यु ना हो, और उनको ऐसी सुविधा प्रोवाइड की जाए कि अगर वो कोविड पॉजिटिव भी होते हैं तो उनको समय से पहचान करके उनका ट्रीटमेंट किया जाए। और हॉस्पिटल में खास तौर पे जहाँ पे आईसीयू के बेड है और आईसीयू की कैसे मैनेजमेंट हो, इसको लेकर के ये पहल की गई है और एम्स इसका नोडल एजेंसी बनाया गया है। और 10 हॉस्पिटल जो खासतौर पे मुंबई और जो गोवा के हॉस्पिटल है, उनको अब ये एक तरह से ट्रेनिंग दी जा रही है कि कैसे आईसीयू में पेशेंट का मैनेजमेंट हो, ताकि डेथ रेट कम से कम हो, लोगों की जान कम से कम जाए। इसके अलावा यह भी एक व्यवस्था की गई है कि आगे आने वाले दिनों में 100 से अधिक जितने अस्पताल है देश भर के, उनको भी इससे कनेक्ट किया जाएगा अगले कुछ दिनों में, ताकि जो मोर्टेलिटी रेट है उसको कम से कम किया जाए।
नितेंद्र, आप स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय कवर करते आए हैं और कोविड सिचुएशन को भी एक नजर रखे हुए हैं, तो ऐसे में जैसे रिकवरी रेट भारत का कहा जाता है कि 61% से ऊपर चला गया है, साथ ही साथ जो नंबर ऑफ केसेस पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन है वो भी कम है और डेथ्स पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन वो भी कम है भारत और ग्लोबल सिचुएशन देखा जाए तो कुछ लोग ये जानना चाहते हैं कि भारत ऐसा क्या अलग कर रहा है कि रिकवरी रेट भी हाई है, नंबर ऑफ केसेस भी लो है और डेथ्स भी काफी कम है एज कंपेयर टू अदर कंट्रीज इन द वर्ल्ड।
देखिए, भारत 3 स्ट्रेटजी पे काम कर रहा है। पहला, टेस्टिंग, ट्रेसिंग और ट्रीटमेंट, इन तीनों पे फोकस किया हुआ है। और लॉकडाउन के दौरान भारत ने ये कोशिश की थी कि जितना भी हेल्थ के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है उसको खड़ा करे। डेडिकेटेड कोविड हॉस्पिटल बनाए, डेडिकेटेड कोविड सेंटर बनाए, डेडिकेटेड आइसोलेशन सेंटर बनाए, लोगों को जागरूक किया, लोग मास्क पहन कर निकले और 2 गज की दूरी बना के रखें और जो हैंड हाइजीन है उसका पालन करें। लोगों ने इसका पालन किया और सरकार की जो व्यवस्था थी उसको लगातार बढ़ाया जाता रहा। यही वजह है कि जो संक्रमण के दर है वो बहुत कम है और डेथ रेट भी बहुत कम है। इसके अलावा जो रिकवरी रेट 61 पॉइंट से ज्यादा है और आगे ये दिनों दिन बढ़ता ही जा रहा है। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि सरकार ने पहली दौर में कोशिश किया था कि जितने भी हॉस्पिटल्स हो, आइसोलेशन सेंटर हो, जो टेस्टिंग की फैसिलिटी हो, उसको बढ़ाया। मोर देन 1100 टेस्टिंग लैब पूरे देश में एक तरह से नेटवर्क बिछाया गया है छोटे छोटे शहरों में, देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में, ताकि टेस्टिंग की फैसिलिटी रहे, जल्दी से जल्दी लोगों के बीमारी की पहचान हो और उनका ट्रीटमेंट हो। और यही रणनीति कामयाब रही, जिसके वजह से पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन में हमारी डेथ रेट कम है, पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन में हमारी जो संक्रमण के दर है वो काफी कम है। और मैं एक और डाटा देना चाहूंगा कि जो पर मिलियन टेस्टिंग है वो हमारा 7,180 लोगों की टेस्टिंग हो रही है। ये दुनिया में सबसे बेहतरीन आंकड़ा माना गया है।
Shukriya, Nitin. That was my colleague Nitendra with all the latest on the COVID-19 front. And talking about COVID-19, President Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil has become the latest world leader to test positive for the coronavirus. In a TV interview, Bolsonaro said he is absolutely fine after testing positive for the disease. The 65-year-old former army captain frequently appeared in public without a mask. Brazil has become a global hotspot for the coronavirus, trailing only the US with more than 66,000 deaths. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has tweeted a get well message to President Bolsonaro. In the tweet, Prime Minister Modi said, and I quote here, "My friend President Jair Bolsonaro, my prayers and best wishes for your speedy recovery," unquote. The same message was also posted in Portuguese, the official language of Brazil. And in news from the world of sport, international cricket has resumed after a break of nearly 4 months. The sound of the leather brushing the middle of the willow was heard again as England took on the Windies in what promises to be a historic 3-test series. The two teams were in action in front of an empty stand at the Ageas Bowl in Southampton due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But sport-deprived cricket fans tuned in from all over the world. England is without the services of its skipper Joe Root for the first test, as his wife is expecting the couple's second child. Now, a successful series between England and the Windies will likely boost the hopes of other cricket-playing nations. Meanwhile, the Pakistani team has arrived in the UK. It's scheduled to play 3 tests and T20s each between August and September. England will also play 3 one-day matches against Ireland before the Pakistan series. The winner will be cricket if the England-West Indies series goes ahead as planned without any major disruption. Right, joining me is my colleague Tapas Bhattacharya. Tapas, it was the weather conditions had delayed the toss, but I'm told England have won the toss and elected to bat. What's the latest you're picking up?
Yes, England has won the toss in this amazing Test match, which has, it's resumed the cricket after almost 117 days and almost approximately 4 months later. So in that sense, this is a historic moment that cricket resumes in England. West Indies were there, and England, under the captaincy of without the Joe Root's he was unable to come to play this match as he was expecting. In fact, he is right now a father of a second child. We have been told right now that he has shared his child photo on the social media platform. But having said that, both the teams, in fact, England won the toss, so they decided to bat first. But as of now, at the end of the three overs, as of now, England has 1 run and 1 wicket. In fact, Shannon Gabriel has given West Indies the first breakthrough. But let me just tell you, this match is also important in another matter. Because before the start of the match, both team players actually took knee in the ground. In fact, in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, both the teams took knee before the start of the match. And in fact, Jason Holder raised his fist in support of the movement. So in many ways, this Test match will go down in history as one of the first cricket Test match, in fact, to be played after resumption and after the pandemic. In fact, England are very happy. In fact, that not just West Indies but Pakistan has also came to England, and they are right now in isolation. And after this Test series gets over, they will be Pakistan will be playing England in another Test series in their own backyard. So in that sense, a lot will be going for both the teams. For West Indies, this is another chance to cement their authority. Remember the last time England went to West Indies, in fact in 2018-19 series, they won the series there. But in England, it's been almost 10 years that they have not won a match. So in that sense, both teams will be looking forward to this match.
And Tapas, very quickly, now that England are playing the Windies in the UK, what about cricket fans in India? When can they hope to see the Indian team play cricket again?
Will be difficult. As let me just tell you, in fact, yesterday the Karni Singh shooting range started functioning with a limited people, and only those players who are Olympic bound are being told to train there.
Right.
So this is happening in a gradual manner, in a phased manner. But also one thing that needs to be understood is that one needs to figure out that end of the year, October, November, we expected the World T20 to happen in Australia.
Okay.
But as you know, that Melbourne has once again got into a lockdown position, and once you get into the lockdown position, it will be very difficult for you to get started. So in all likelihood, we may not, as the sources are saying, that we may not be able to have the World T20 this year, and in all likelihood, Australia either will tour India, or India will be going down under to play a Test series. That will be another money spinner for both the teams. Remember, this pandemic has also been has hit all these respective country boards. So in a manner of speaking, they would like to shore up revenues with this kind of bilateral series. Remember, India and Australia series are always series which always give a lot of value for money for players as well as for the fans.
Indeed. On that note, Tapas, thank you once again for bringing our viewers up to speed with all the latest from the world of cricket. And that's a wrap on this special broadcast. But news continues here on DD India and DD News. You can catch all the latest updates on our social media, mobile and digital platforms. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.